Hi everyone, how are you today? I hope you are doing fine. And today is my great honor to introduce to you some method to memorize everything if you want. And there are four methods, and I already summarized in a small paper here, and I will show them all. First of all, we will start with the first method. It's called the method of low sign. You know what? This method comes from the ancient Rome and Greece, and it used a familiar location or familiar things to remember a list of items. For so you also use this method to remember something that such as reverse or some equipment or something that you have to buy and have to done in the future. So let me give you an example. For example, you are going to a supermarket and your mom asks you to buy so many things. She give you a long list of something you have to buy. For example, uh, banana, a dozen of eggs, milk, rice, salt, sugar, and a knife. So your task is make a story related to those things. You also can use some familiar location in your room to make a story to easier to remember. Yep, it will be easier to remember. So imagine if you are going to you are returning home after work and you open the door, enter your first step in your room. Suddenly you was fall down because of a banana in the floor, and you are so angry. You look at around your room and you see a friend. He's eating a dozen of eggs and drinking milk together, and he looked at you in angry eyes and laughing and laugh. And the other one he's put rice, salt and sugar together to make a fucking dish. I don't know. And you so angry, you very angry, and you take a knife and kill them all. Yep. You also can remember the position of each thing if you apply this method for. So let's move on to the method number two, this method called the chunking technique. You know about the chunking? Chunking is the way of dealing with or remembering information by separating it into small groups or small paragraphs. Yep, it's used for memorizing a long set of number or complicated word, complicated paragraph that you cannot remember before. Your task is break it down into small parts, small paragraph. For example, I would like to remember my number of identity card. Yep. For example, this is my number of identity card, and my task is divide it into a small group. Maybe it will be a group of two or a group of three words. It's up to you. And I divide it into 1 4 2 7 1 6, and finally is 2 1 2. It's easier, it's better for you to remember. Yeah. Now move on to the the third technique is called the Pythagoras method. Is this method to apply for every night before sleeping to recall everything that happened in your whole day. You know what? In your whole day, you do so many things. For example, uh, you hang out with your friend, going to school, singing, doing homework, and so on. So, in the end of the day, after going to the bed, you are lying on the bed and imagine the whole process of the whole day you have done, and remember this even as in as much detail as possible, and it's also improve your knowledge, improve your memory, and you should apply this method for studying. I usually apply for studying. Before a hard studying day or hard working day, you should record everything that you did learn at your school. You can spend about 40 minutes, 50 or 40 minutes, just enough. And finally, I will talk about the method you using mnemonics. You know about mnemonics? Mnemonics is a short poem or special word that used to help the person to remember everything. Uh, for example, if you want to memorize your pin of identity card or your pin of credit card, so your task is associate the number and the letter of alphabet. So that means you also you have to remember the position of each letters in alphabet chart. For example, A is 1, B is 2, and C is 3, and so on. And finally, Z is 26, right? So, for example, so how can you remember this number 1148? I divide it into 1, 14, and 8, and I use letter of alphabet to remember this number. You know, 1 is A, and 14 is N, and 8 is H. So you know this number represent for what? Is my name, INH. That's all. So I already recommend you some four method that I have just learned before. I think it's very unique and useful. I will apply for my studying and my working day. And show me your method, and thank you for your watching.